Xenophage is an exotic machine gun originally put into Destiny 2 during the Shadowkeep update. The quest to get this gun is relatively short compared to other exotic weapon quests, and you get to do a wide variety of activities. Bungie also buffed this by 50% in Season of Dawn, so now is a great time to get it. The following is a guide for how to get Xenophage, the exotic machine gun, in Destiny 2. Xenophage was originally released on October the 29th, 2019 with the Festival of the Lost seasonal event. The majority of this quest can be done solo, and there's some unique parts of the quest which make it a little different from the rest. This one is only available right now to Shadowkeep DLC owners, but that may change in the future. Well, first of all, you want to pick up the journey quest. So to get started, you want to head to the moon, and specifically Sorrow's Harbour area, where you head through the gates of the Red Keep. Once you're inside, you want to make your way forward, and you'll find a door to the left with runes above it. So head through that door. Continue down the path and you'll enter the Enduring Abyss, and you want to keep going at this point. You'll find a lantern on the ground and you want to look up, and you'll find an opening with a path. Jump up to the path and make your way through here. Keep going and you'll find the area where you had a chat with Eris in front of the pyramid ship. There's 4 statues in this area. You've got 2 on the left and 2 on the right. Make your way to the ones on the right, specifically the one furthest away from the door where you came in and closest to the pyramid ship. You should find that you can interact with the statue with the Emerge from the Dark prompt, and you want to light up all 4 statues and go clockwise from the one you started at. So first, you want to go top right, second bottom right, third bottom left, and finally top left. You know when you're successful when you get the prompt "You've emerged from the dark, claim your path," and that'll appear on the screen. Once you do this, the chest will spawn and you'll be able to pick up the quest, The Journey. So the next step is called Emergence, and for the first part of the quest you're going to be picking up an orb on a part of the moon and lighting some plates. So there's a few steps to this, so it might be a good idea to practice a few times to cement your route, as if you get it in the wrong order then you're going to have to start again. Also, there's no indicator until the final part for the way to go, so it's good to have it fresh in your mind when you start. So to start this, you want to head to the Anchor of Light, and you'll find a huge tower with a radio mast kind of looking thing on the top. There's a building close to it with a door, and it's covered in yellow markings. Go inside the building and you'll find a starting point with the orb. Interact with it where it says pick up the light, and you want to follow the path I take. There's 6 locations and you'll be running back and forth around the Anchor of Light for a minute or so, interacting with the plates as you go. The first plate is in the same room where you picked up the orb, so that one should be nice and easy to find. The second orb is across the way, and you want to hang a right and then a left and jump over some rocks to find the plate. The third one is when you jump back from where you came, near the gap on the ground, and then head round and through the door, and you'll find it on the floor in the darkness in that room. The fourth one is up on the tower, and you need to jump up a few levels to get to that, and you'll find the plate hidden in a little corner. The fifth one is on top of one of the moon bunkers, and it's hidden in the corner, so you want to jump down from the tower onto the top of the bunker, and then you'll find that plate there on the ground. Then the final one is on top of the big room, which is elevated above ground, and it's kind of an octagon type of shape, and you want to be able to jump on the top of that, and you'll find the plate in the middle. So there is a timer for this whole thing, but don't worry, you should have plenty of time if you follow the route here. Once you get all the plates, then you're directed to the final place to finish up this step of the quest. So the next step is called Pathfinder, and this part of the quest has you solving a puzzle, and it includes all of the lost sectors on the moon. You want to beat the lost sectors as normal, and then on your way out you'll be presented with a grid of runes on the wall. You'll need to shoot a specific rune to change the appearance of the runes, with the goal of getting all the same runes in the grid. At the top of the grid, in the middle, there's a rune which acts as a key or a guide, showing you which one you want to transform all the runes into. So first of all, we've got K1 Logistics, and that's in Archer's Line. The combination here is top left, bottom left, middle right. Once you've done that, open the chest, and then it's on to the next lost sector. So next up, we've got K1 Communion, which is in the Anchor of Light. So the combination here is bottom left, bottom right, top middle, top middle. Once again, open the chest and head on to the next one. Next up, we've got K1 crew quarters, and that's found in the Hellmouth. So the combination here is top right, middle left, middle, bottom middle, bottom right, bottom right, bottom middle, and bottom middle. Again, open the chest, then it's on to the next one. Finally, we've got K1 Revelation, which is in Sorrow's Harbour. Combination here is middle left, middle, middle, middle left, top, middle bottom, middle, middle right. So once you've opened up all the chests, you'll have all the path fragments, and then you'll get the next step of the quest, which is called the Path Uncovered. So for this next step of the quest, you want to head into the Pit of Heresy, which is the dungeon for Shadowkeep. So to access this dungeon, you're going to need to unlock it by completing runs of the Altars of Sorrow on the Moon. Now I've got a guide for how to access the Pit of Heresy here. Once you've opened up the dungeon, you need to make your way in there and do things slightly differently than you would if you were to complete it as per normal. So first of all, it's probably best to do this as part of a fire team, so either bring in someone from your clan or find someone on LFG or the Bungie companion app. When I did this, I put out a call saying I needed some help for Xenophage, and someone stepped up within minutes and was one of the most helpful guardians I've ever played with. So shout out to you, Reversing, really appreciate your help on this step of the quest. So you want to enter the dungeon as per normal and make your way through the first phase. When you're finished with that, it's on to the second part, and this is the part you want to focus on. You'll be faced with a wall of doors, and you want to make your way up towards the left. There's a bit of an awkward jumping part here, but keep going and you'll make it. So right up, top left, you'll find a door, and at the back there's a rune on the floor, and you want to interact with it, and then it's on to the next step of the quest. Once you've done this, you want to continue through the dungeon and make your way through the gap in the wall and on to the next encounter. Here, you're going to be faced with two high-powered ogres, so you want to try and avoid them at all costs, which can be a little bit tough sometimes. So make your way down to the part where you have a ravine to the left, and there's another plate with runes on it on the floor. Interact with the plate, and then there's 3 platforms that are going to appear in front of you. Jump out onto the 3rd platform and pick up the orb. The objective here is to take the orb to a door and use it to open the door. So make your way back up from where you came and make your way around the tunnels until you find a door, and you can notice the door because it's kind of wrapped up in chains. And make sure you don't get blasted or squashed by the ogres. Use the orb to open the door, and then it's on to the final part of the quest. So for this step of the quest, you want to defeat a hidden mini-boss in the dungeon called Valar, the Tempted. So much like the previous steps, it's probably worth checking out the room and getting your bearings if you don't know where you're going, as this one can be a little bit complicated. So there's 4 element effects in play, and you can see them in the bottom left hand corner. You've got Thunderous, which is arc, you've got Fiery, which is solar, you've got Abyss, which is void, and Neutral, that's kinetic. So there's a little room before you get to the boss, and you've got 4 elements here. So the elemental effect indicated in the bottom left hand corner of the screen tells you which orb to pick up. Also, you've got runes there as well, and the runes indicate where you need to put these orbs. So what you want to do is, when the element is indicated on screen, pick up the matching orb in the little room just before the boss. Go back into the room and dunk the orb in the right place where you match up the runes on the wall. And then you want to use the element of the weapon to damage the boss. So for example, here I had Fiery indicated on the bottom left hand corner of the screen. I went up and picked up that specific orb and then dunked it in the right place in the room. So once you've dunked the orb, you can then damage the boss with a solar weapon. You want to repeat this a few times with each of the elements, and then you'll defeat Valar the Tempted. Once you've completed that, you can head back to the moon, speak to Eris, and she'll give you the brand new exotic machine gun, Xenophage. So in update 2.7.0 for the Season of Dawn, Bungie buffed Xenophage, admitting it was a little bit lackluster in the previous seasons. So it was increased in PvE with the damage buff of 50%, So it increased the PvP ammo from the heavy ammo crates from 4 to 6, and it was previously 3 to 4 on shared or non-shared crates. So it also fixed an issue where this weapon would gain overall ammo when swapping from another power weapon to this weapon. So Xenophage is a machine gun for the power slot, and its main perk is pyrotoxin rounds, which fire high-powered explosive ammo. It's a solar weapon and has max stats for impact, pretty good range of 71, it's 120 RPM with 20 in the magazine. It's a bit of a strange machine gun, to be honest, as normally they have a higher rate of fire and loads of ammo, but this one is a little different. As well as pyrotoxin rounds, it comes with full bore that increases the range with a small decrease in stability, high caliber rounds which knock the target back further, rangefinder and composite stock. I think it's a pretty good gun to add to the arsenal, and after the nerf to Izanagi's Burden, this is one of the highest DPS weapons in the game right now. Well, let me know down in the comments what you think of Xenophage, what did you think of the quest, and what do you think of its performance in PvP and PvE. Well, that's it for this guide on how to get Xenophage in Destiny 2, and thank you so much for watching. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below, subscribe to This Week in Video Games, and if you want to be notified the next time I upload, then hit that bell button too. To join the community, check out the Discord link in the description, and you can follow me on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, then liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out these other videos on the channel. Thanks again, and see you soon.